Right then, lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy, back again with another upload, not a stream, another upload for today. And obviously, we're gonna speak Stan Kroenke, second video of the day. Speaking about Stan Kroenke, the first one was about the Super League. Basically, it wasn't so much about Kroenke, but he benefits so much if the Super League comes back. He benefits so much. Less risk, more money. Less investment, more money. He actually makes money off Arsenal being a super brand. That is why the Super League actually benefits him so much. But this time we're gonna speak about the court case, Daniel Ek, 1.8 billion, and the takeover. Now, if you've been keen, there's been a lot of talk surrounding the Arsenal takeover in the past 48 hours, and it's originating from a very, should I say, popular story of Stan Kroenke and the court case in America. And we spoke about it, and we said Kroenke owns an empire of sport, in America, where he has Arsenal as a small club as well. But he had a couple of mismanagements, or should I call them mismanagements, with the Rams. The relocation of the Rams from one city to the other had how should I say it? But we're gonna speak about that. We're gonna look into an article that actually puts it right. Why could Kroenke actually sell? Daniel Ek says he is very optimistic. He's been telling his friends that this could be the opportunity that gives them Arsenal, that gives them the chance to buy Arsenal. Kroenke would need to pay over 700 million. That is according to reports, if he loses the court case. Do smash a like on the video, do subscribe, because we're gonna try to understand this. Could Kroenke actually be in the mud and finally sell? Because that's what we want. If you're an Arsenal fan, we want an owner who can actually take care of the club emotionally and more than that. So will Kroenke sell? How close is he to getting into the mud? Let's get the party started. Right, so the article has been written around 2 days ago, but I'm using it for context, and I really wanted to speak about this this story with a lot of context, with a lot of information. So it took me time to gather information, because this is not a breaking story really. So it's more of a bigger story in a bigger picture. So you have heard the rumors. Let's try to understand what the rumors are all about, and what is the best and what is the future of the rumors. Right. So Daniel Ek hoping for Arsenal takeover boost amid US court case by Harry Diamond. So this is what's happening. Daniel Ek is hoping his bid to take over Arsenal will be handed a boost amid impending US case court involving current owner Stan Kroenke. Ek saw a 1.8 billion bid to take over the North London side rejected by the American ownership earlier this year, though the Swedish billionaire remains determined to take ownership of the Gunners and is hoping developments stateside can help his bid actually go through. Now, according to The Sun, Arsenal owner Kroenke, whose family owns a number of leading sports teams in the United States, is currently being sued alongside the NFL and other franchise owners by the city of St. Louis in a case which could cost over 700 million in compensation. Right. The NFL allowed the Kroenke-owned Rams to move from St. Louis back to Los Angeles in 2016, with various organizations in St. Louis now suing the NFL for allegedly violating its own relocation policies, and the potential settlement fee will be pushed towards Kroenke, who pushed for the move. Should the court case prove successful, Kroenke will be forced to provide the compensation. Ek, the co-founder and CEO of music streaming service Spotify, is hopeful the verdict will persuade the Arsenal owner into parting with his majority stake at the Emirates Stadium. Ek previously enlisted the help of Arsenal icons Thierry Henry, Dennis Bergkamp, and Patrick Vieira. That much we know with his takeover bid, although the Kroenke family have continued to insist the club is actually not for sale. Right. So there we have it. There we know it. um, what is happening. So basically, what happened is when Kroenke buys the Rams, they were in St. Louis, and he advocated for a relocation from St. Louis to New York. And what happened there is St. Louis are saying now that there was a lot of violation of policies. There was a lot of dirty work done, in behind. Actually, as much as they know, the court has actually asked Stone Kroenke to provide all the financial records and evidence to make sure there was no such a thing as irregularities. So what this means for the takeover, as on the side of Daniel Ek, of course, he has already provided that 1.8 billion, and he said Arsenal. He actually said they don't need the money. They don't need the money. That is what he said. So what it means for the takeover, though, is something very different, very, very different. Because if Kroenke is sued and loses the court case, you could have over 700 million. Obviously, not on Kroenke alone, the NFL and Kroenke as well, and the Rams and things like that. So you could have Kroenke actually paying almost around 300 or 400 million. And what they're saying is maybe Kroenke will need some cash, and that is why he would be he would be ready actually to listen to any takeover bid from Daniel Ek. It's a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece in terms of projection. I think it's a masterpiece in terms of projection. But if you ask me, really, what I think, do I think Kroenke is gonna be forced to sell because of this ban? Of course, he has. He's always gonna hire some of the best lawyers in the world. We know that. That much we know. And again, if you think about it closely, really, really closely, it's far from happening. It's far from happening. 700 million. I think Kroenke can raise that. I think he can raise that. I don't think he's gonna be interested, especially with the idea of the Super League actually now coming back. He wants to wait and see. Doesn't want to, he actually doesn't want to rush into selling, because he knows with the Super League coming into the picture, it's different. He's gonna earn 300 million, and he could actually get that money from maybe the Super League or JP Morgan, because it's gonna be part. Arsenal will be part of that consortium that actually is that actually breaks away into the Super League. So it's not that easy, but of course it gives us a little bit of hope that maybe if Kroenke needs to secure some cash at the moment, maybe he can think about selling Arsenal as one of the options. Maybe maybe he can, maybe he will not. But of course, like I said, Daniel Ek very, very optimistic in that in those regards. So at the moment, that is what is happening. Many people have been asking me, Cossy, what exactly is happening with this 1.8 billion takeover talk actually coming back. That is what is happening. There is a court case against Kroenke and the National Football League in USA, sued by the city of St. Louis. If they can, if only they can, it makes sense. If they can win that case as a city, and then Kroenke has to secure some funds, and he sells Arsenal, we get ourselves into the hands of someone who cares for the club, someone who understands the club, someone who wants to build an identity for this football club, someone who wants to see us great again, or maybe not. I remain Cossy. My name is Cossy, of course. Make sure you subscribe to 90 More. I'm going to be streaming that Chelsea game there. 90 More, Arsenal versus Chelsea. Make sure you subscribe there and visit the channel. Link is in the description. Make sure you do that right about now. I'll see you on the on the match reaction for that game. We'll speak much about how Arsenal lined up and the tactics and where we are and what we shall actually get as an overall appraisal from that game. Kwaheri for now.